This is Richard back at you. We got Jay Lee's transmission in the house. This is a fleet company that we do all their 6-speeds and stuff for the trucks. Now this tranny here is physically going to go on the shelf. It's got a new Tecum over here we're going to put in it. The VIN, they ordered it from the VIN, so it's the right one for the tranny. So it's a 2014 GMC Sierra 1500 4-wheel drive is what they ordered the Tecum for. So I don't know if this is physically going to go back in the truck there, or all their trucks, a lot of them are that year model, so they can do that.
They have a fleet of those.
A fleet of them, right. So I don't even know what's wrong with this one, what it was doing, what codes, any type of information about this unit here. So
I think it's going to be toast.
Think it's going to be toast?
Yeah.
It's a nice little converter bracket here. Pretty neat little bracket. Very neat. Right there. I don't want to mess him up. Okay.
Oh, I got a feeling this one's going to be bad.
Well, definitely it's got the original converter. Now, this is a remanufactured for General Motors, so this here has already been into by GM, or it's been swapped out or something like that. Some type of failure. But you can definitely see the fluid, what it looks like. Lockup seal. It's supposed to be green. Some of them are black, but normally when they've been overhauled, they're green. Kind of has a green coating to it, but it was.
It's not been overhauled then.
No, well, it could have been, but I don't know if it's done by GM. They could have bought a converter from GM. They could have done anything.
Yeah.
Now they do have a snap ring that holds the front seal in on these. These seals, we put them in dry. You can just push them in with your thumb. Make sure they're seated all the way around. Get your snap ring in really good. Over. Still got the covers on it. That got a good smell, Teresa? Uh-uh. It's still crazy. I have no smell. We went out to mow the yard the other day, and I had my racing fuel sitting there in a blue can, my gasoline sitting in a blue can. I couldn't smell either one to tell me what it was, so I had to physically pour it out on the ground and light it in different piles to see which one smoked and which one didn't.
Even though I told you.
Yeah, but gasoline smokes, methanol doesn't. Man, these trannies, I tell you, they just got the same problem. You can just see all the metal.
Wow. That's crazy.
It's sad that such a good unit can fail like this. I mean, it's pretty sad. Filter's just packed with metal. All of it on the top.
Oh, goodness.
Look at that, Teresa. Yeah. So, you know the bell housing and pump assembly is going to be trashed right off the bat. We got our detail spring here. We got our park reverse neutral safety switch plug here. You just push this plastic lock over, then you can grab it with your thumb and pull it. This little bracket does clip down in there and keeps everything nice and tight, and plus through here. So, got a 10 millimeter here. Got this little spring here. Now this bolt physically mounts it to the valve body to the case. This one here doesn't. Sets in there just like that. You don't want to miss it when you line it up because it has to move. Okay. We're going to come in here and push this little lever right here. You can see me move it. when I move it, I can pull this up. I like to take and tap the connector in right here just a little bit to move it around, and then you can grab it with a pair of pliers and kind of wiggle it and pull it out. 2 O-rings, 1 square cut to keep this from leaking. They really worked on that, so we just don't really see these leaking out here very, very often at all.
I don't think I've ever seen one.
It's been pretty rare. Okay. We got our long valve body bolts, the case right here. Really funny looking ends on them. Real narrow bolt, long and skinny. Okay. Get the Tecum off first. These are all 10 millimeter here. And then you're going to have your 2 8s on the side. These 2 bolts, all they do is pull the valve body, or excuse me, the Tecum up close to the valve body. That way when you bolt it down, it's even all the way down, okay? That's all these 2 do. There's no pressure transfer on that side right there or anything, so. And you got your 7s. So you can just keep these bolts, throw them in a pile by themselves if you want to. Get off there.
Why don't you want to throw them in the pile with the rest of them, babe?
Okay, Teresa. There we go.
Well, you know, I mean, come on.
I did it. Forget to unplug my sensors here. You kind of push on that and pull it. Get the Tecum off right there. Say, like I was telling you, these bolts here, all they do is pull the Tecum up to the valve body. We don't tighten them down. These are the last 2 bolts we've tightened down. So if you can look here how much metal is in this, in the filter. It sucked that filter all the way in. Look at that.
Look at that. Oh, wow. I've never seen that one before.
Now, these do come in the overhaul kit. These filters do. So you'll get a brand new one. But you can see it plugged the filter up so much with metal that it just finally pulled it on through. So all your pillow switches.
But that's why we have a new one.
That's right. Yeah, when they get this metal contaminated, you just trade them in. And your valve body, the case seals in the front. And you have your case seals here to your back. Anytime you drop this valve body and these are smashed down like they are, you replace this because these should be really tall, look like little mountains. Actually, see how they look?
Oh, yeah. That O one up there. Oh, yeah. There you go.
See, so once they get flattened down like that, they'll start leaking. They'll start pushing the rubber seal out the sides and all kinds of stuff through here. So same way on these up here, the front ones too. They'll do the same thing. Okay. These are all 7 millimeter here. They probably could have put a few more around here somewhere, I'm sure.
I'm sure.
Then you have some 7s over here. And then you have your 10 on the little mountain. So you can kind of keep these together if you want, but you always know your 10 goes there, and then you got these that go there.
Or you can throw it in the pile.
You can throw them in the pile. But if you notice, they are different lengths. So it's easier just to put them in a pile. So if you're doing it at home, put them in a pile.
Separate.
Yeah. That was really good, huh?
No, it doesn't.
Okay. The plate, like I said, we very seldom don't see any damage, wear, or anything like that ever on the plate. It's just mainly this little hole right here you want to really check into. If you notice how when they punch the hole out, the machine smashed the hole too. So you want to come in and drill that little hole out to 30 thousandths and clean your plate up, I mean. So, but even if you go buy a brand new one from GM, that hole can be damaged. We did it the other day, and we had to drill that hole out. So that's a must. Got a lot of valves. These valves here will be replaced. We got a valve through here that'll be replaced. Always clean this up really good. Got our 8 bolts here. Throw them over to the slip. I just throw them in there. How's that sound? There you go.
There you go.
And also, if you notice here for the 8th check ball, anytime if you have a 7 check ball, these holes will almost be the same size. If you have an 8th check ball, you'll have this smaller hole here beside it. If you come in here and look, here's your 8th check ball. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. But this is physically called 8 if you how they number them out. So. Our zip kit, our Sonex kit, what we really like about them is the plug kits that they have in them. The plug-in kits they have. Anywhere there's a switching valve right here, you can see this mark here. There's going to be a plug here we can change to put an O-ring. This one here we can change this in plug, put an O-ring. This one here, this one here. So there's multiple places, even on this valve body here. These end plugs here, we can put O-rings here. That way we have no leaks out the ends. So that's what I like about the zip kits. They come with a lot of nice pieces to upgrade these valve bodies. So you definitely want to do that. This is number 3 for, not this week, but it ran into this week, huh?
Yeah.
I've been doing a lot of these lately. Well, before I pull the bell housing and stuff off, I kind of want to show you something here that we do to the stator. Even though this bell housing and stator is going to be bad, we already know it before we take it apart. We've already got a new GM bell housing here. That's all we replace them with, the bell housing and the stators. But when we go back using the GM stator, we always come in here and change the pressure regulator valve out anyway, the Sonex valve. So what you're going to be doing, this is the Sonex valve here. Kind of let me go through these. These are new valves here. You can see this is a cleaning valve here. It's got the grooves in it to keep trash from getting it stuck. It's self-cleaning. Also, they made the valve, the shank on this valve right here longer to support the valve a lot better in the bore. You can see a factory one, the only support is here. There's just no support to it at all. Okay. Now, when you put this valve in here though, and we take out the new valve, let me take this out. You're going to push that in, this little pin's going to fall out. You're going to pull the boost valve out. Now, also the zip kit's going to come with a boost valve and springs. Get out of there. There it goes. Okay. Now you can see factory valve, Sonex valve. Now, if you see this little tiny drill bit here and this little balls here, these little 2 balls, I guess they give you an extra ball in case you drop it. But what you're going to do, you're going to take that little check ball and you're going to stick it down this orifice right here, and you're going to take a punch like this, a dead end punch, and you're going to knock it down, tap it down in there, and where it's all the way down to the bottom. And then you're going to take this little drill bit right here, and you're going to drill a bleed orifice right here in this little land right here. You're going to drill all the way over into here with this little tiny drill bit. Then you're going to clean it all up. Take a flat file, just make sure you didn't damage it or nick anything. Then you're going to put your new valve in here, and then you're going to use your new spring, and then of course the zip kit comes with its own boost valve and spring too. So really big upgrade to this unit here. So, but anyway, just because you got new, there's always ways to make new better. Right, Teresa? Okay. I miss one?
Mm.
No. Like right there. Just stuck a little bit there. Of course, we have our beautiful bell housing there. Excuse me. Now, anytime we use a new bell housing, you'll have to transfer this plug over to your bell housing and your vent tube here over there. These pull out really easy. You can just grab it with a pair of pliers and just pull it out.
You're lucky I'm covered.
You got on your brand new shoestring. I told you should have put them baggies on your shoes. She's got one of my work shirts on covering herself, but her brand new tennis shoes.
They're not brand new.
They look brand new.
That's because I've washed them I don't know how many times.
But her white shoestring now has a red, well, not red, a kind of a black dot
Yeah.
on it.
And as I said, he's sloppy. Sloppy.
I couldn't
Flings
help it.
everything
It's
around.
splashed
I
everywhere.
understand. Sometimes things happen.
Yep.
You didn't see me bang you in the head.
I'm just so lucky.
You're so lucky.
Of course, you can see all this is just trash through here. Just
Yeah.
wore it all out. Let's see what this boost valve looks like. Push the old end of it in right here. Pull the boost valve out. Get it out of there. See, they're really discolored, so they're starting to get a lot of wear in here. And then, of course, you're going to look at this valve and probably run. Come on. There it comes. I tell you, we don't normally see these valves good, but sometimes you can get lucky. But I tell you, we could have put a nice Sonex upgraded valve in here and corrected that problem right there with no problem if this part here was good. But since this is bad, you know, it's not worth saving. We can machine it, send it off, whatever. We got about 100 of them back there now to do, but we're still using, as long as we can keep getting new, we're going to keep replacing them with new. Oh, look at this, our rotor's even more pretty good. Get through here. You really don't see them come in like that very often. Not smooth. They got a really good stable pump bushing right here in the front. It's really, probably got the widest and the biggest pump bushing I think I've ever seen. I mean, just massive, massive. That's your pump slide spring. Teflon, O-ring in here. And then you got this little O-ring here, and then this little Teflon piece here that sets in there. That way it slides when it works. Then you have your pivot pin. Look how much metal's down in here, Teresa. How much metal's coming out of that converter. Isn't that crazy? If this converter wasn't going down, this metal wouldn't be in here. This train would still be surviving. But definitely want to look here for any wear, anything like that. You pop the spring off, comes right off. Kind of pull on it. Your new one, you just pop it on. Pretty simple. So we got another trash bell housing. Well, it's Friday here. Friday, 2 o'clock. So I'm not sure if this, oh, excuse me. I'm way off, ain't I? I'm ready for vacation like crazy.
Because I'm confused. I got up and it was Monday today.
Oh my gosh, I need help.
Wow.
But anyway,
Friday.
sounded good.
Yeah. Too bad it ain't the truth.
Yeah. Okay, guys, it's Monday.
Wow.
I'm okay.
Friday.
But anyway, okay. We have our third, fifth, and reverse clutch here on top. Now look at it. So it looks kind of decent. And we just remember these snap rings right here. See how this is below that. So if you don't want to put your snap ring in above it right like that. See, because it won't go in. Where'd it go? Right there. See how it holds it out? So you need your opening right there and here. Just like that. See, because there's no groove for it here. They put it down lower. Kind of the craziest thing I've ever seen. I guess it keeps the snap ring from spinning in the bore, I'm assuming, is why they did that. Same way here, you notice here, there's no snap ring groove in this land here. See, snap ring's butted up against it. So if you put that snap ring and turned it and put it on there, the first time this clutch come on, it'd probably blow the snap ring out. So, get out there. Wave's not broke, anything like that. They say we'll pressure this drum up and look for cracks. Well, that's a jicky looking weld, ain't it?
Yeah.
Look at that all the way around there.
That looks questionable.
Yeah, let me tell you. So let's, watch this, so just put it back together really quick. It'll take but a second.
Second's up.
Is it up?
Up.
So you always want to put the round edge down. That way your snap ring butts up against the plate on the flat side. And then you want to look for your groove in your drum that right here. See, it doesn't have one right here. There's no groove. So opening of your snap ring goes there. Put this back in, kind of wiggle it around. Take your wave, set it in there. Now the drum groove on the top is the same way. You got to make sure you put your snap ring in the right spot, the opening of it. So you can leave this one out until you find it. Right there, see there's no snap ring groove. So you want to make sure you put your opening in that area right there. Like that. And I'm assuming they do that, like I said, to keep the snap rings from spinning in the drum or something, wearing it out funny. We can take this tool right here, kind of wipe this off a little bit. I got a drum over here of oil. I could kind of put this in, kind of lubricate it a little bit. Come on, get in there. Kind of put the safety in there, that way it don't blow out when you put air to it.
Well, that's nice.
There you go.
There you go.
Take your air blower. I'll wipe that off. You can hit your 1, 2, 3, 4 clutch. Now you're gonna have a little hole right here. See that hole? That little bleed hole? You're gonna see a leak there, but you don't want to see any bubbles around here. Your 3rd, 5th, and reverse clutch. Don't see nothing there. Sounds really tight, nothing leaking. I said we'll check it even more when we get it apart, but that kind of gives you an idea. You want to check for any type of cracks. The sun gear, you want to look on both sides for any type of wear. The hardening wore off or anything like that. Little 4-pinion planet. Check for any purpling of the pins or anything like that anywhere. Then you have your 456 clutch. Looks like it's got a lot of clearance. So you can get it to stop leaking. There we go. Still holding nice and tight. Look at that. Like I say, last week and this week, that's all we've been doing is 6-speeds, it seems like. I got a really nice 400 I'm fixing to build. All Allison green clutches and stuff over there. A lot of metal embedded in the clutches here. You can just see where it's contaminated like crazy. Look. That's your 456 clutch hub here. Now you can take this apart right here. There's a snap ring down in here. Take that out. Take that apart. Basically, looks like a little clutch here and a little clutch here. Very simple. Now I've seen two different styles of snap rings. I know that 90 I just did, the snap ring was bigger. So when you have a bearing here, you'd think they'd put more rollers in that bearing, but because there's holes for them. See that? They don't. Of course, we have our shells. You want to look for any type of wear where your bushing's rubbing. Always Scotch-Brite this stuff up here on the ends. Checking for any wear here. Clean it up really good. Same way here with this shell. You can see where the bushing's been rubbing. No wear, you can just see it. Scotch-Brite all that up when you put your new bushings in. You have a bushing here. That bushing is special. It'll always have the dimples in it. Of course, you can see that bushing there is just about wore plumb out. So, and then we got our big old snap ring down in here. Mercy. Flat on one side, beveled on the other. Grab this and just pull it out sometimes, as long as it don't lock on you. There you go. Just get all that metal in there. That aluminum don't like to slide very well. Now this snap ring here go in any direction. Upside down. There's no certain way the end of it has to go. Wave's not busted. This little thing here can be tricky to put back in sometimes if you've never done it before. I've just learned to, now this is a bonded piston here that comes out, stick that in there. When I put this down in there, I get it started, and then I always try to keep this pushed that direction. So if you look down in here, I'm always, before I keep traveling, I always keep pushing it that way, all the way around. Because if it ever tries to get, it'll try to get up into the snap ring groove itself. So and that's not what you want it to do. And you got your bonded piston. Like I say, you always want to Scotch-Brite this up in here. Any place where there's a new seal going to be running. You got bushings in here. This little bushing here. Look at all the metal that's been chewing on that bushing. See all that? It's been chewing it up. And we have our lower clutch here. Called your low reverse. I was showing a customer the other day that you can take this brand new clutch like that looks just like this and soak it, and it'll come out looking just like that. And so it's kind of weird. See here, we got quite a bit of wear on this washer here, on this ring here. So I put a new sprag in here. It'll come with the new brass washers. You got to press this out. There's a bonded piston in here too for your low reverse clutch. It says do not push here, so you always want to make sure you push here, never here. So keep the snap rings with your clutches. We got a bearing right here. Let me get that out of there. Here we go. Okay, once you get everything out of this case, I mean, there's just nothing there. Just a hole. There's physically nothing there. You have a bushing in the back here. You got a seal on a two-wheel drive. So, looking for my adapter. I guess they took it off. But anyway, you have a bearing in the back. You have a bushing in the back of the case here. You want to Scotch-Brite all this up. This bushing right here, you always want to replace it. This planetary is so heavy that you always want to replace the bushings it's running on. This thing just weighs a ton. So, not too bad really, huh, Teresa? I mean, just the normal stuff that we see that they come in with. We do have some Sonex lube dam covers coming. We take these off. There's so much metal behind here now. We don't even, I mean, we just pull them off now, every one of them now. We don't even speculate on how much metal that is back there or not back there. We just take it off, put a new one on there. We know the planet's totally clean. But always grab your zip kit from Sonex. And we found out them things, they got everything in one box you need. You can do your superior cooler bypass valves, your Transgo kits. I mean, we do a little mixing of both to even try to make even a better quality unit for everybody. So, guys, we want to thank Teresa definitely for videoing. Always the best, right, Teresa? Definitely. Well, anyway, don't forget to subscribe, push that notification bell, guys, because we're going on vacation Friday, and we're going to be gone. So, y'all have a great day.